Hey guys, what's going on? It's Kendra and I'm here for the first video in my advice series that I'm going to be doing on my channel. And this video is going to be advice on tips for dating when you're overweight, or when you're plus size, when you're fat, whatever you want to call yourself, whatever. Tips for dating when you're overweight. Now, I want to say I started off with 5 tips that I really wanted to share with you guys, but if more pop in my head as I'm sharing the 5 that I've already come up with, I will definitely let you guys know those things, because I have been overweight my entire dating life. So I know what it means and how to go about dating while you're overweight, and finding love and getting the ring, because I have that. So if you want to know how I got this so you can get one of your own, keep watching. So my first tip is to put effort into the way you look. You like strong effort, because I hate to be the one to tell you if you didn't already know this, but in the dating world, being overweight can kind of like a handicap against you, because society paints a picture that beautiful looks one way, and sometimes being overweight doesn't really fall into what society says being beautiful is. So you kind of have to really, you know, step up your game to kind of overcome that handicap, for a lack of a better word. I know a good way to do that is to do your makeup and your hair and dress nice every time you leave the house. But that is, for me, that is not doable because I am so lazy. But when I am doing things where I know I'm going to be out and meeting people, when I was single at least, when I was knowing I was going to be going to a place where there was opportunity to meet men, I definitely put forth that extra effort. Like, I did my hair and I did my makeup and my outfit was snatched, and I put forth that extra effort so that I knew when I walked to the house that I looked very well put together. I came together nicely. And I suggest that you do that as well, because you want to look flawless and you want to just be so flawless that they see past the fact that you are a little bit pudgy, or a lot of bit pudgy if you are a lot of bit pudgy. So that's my first tip. My second tip is to be confident, because there's nothing sexier than confidence. If you don't have confidence, I suggest you fake it until you make it. You fake it until you really develop it. You know, carry yourself like you think you are the hottest thing walking. Not arrogantly, because there's definitely a difference. Don't carry yourself arrogantly, because that's nasty and that makes you ugly. But carry yourself with confidence, like, yeah, I'm cute. I know I'm cute. And guys can see that. Guys love a confident girl. They don't want to meet a girl at the bar who's kind of like hunched over and she's kind of like to herself and quiet. Nobody really wants to talk to that girl. But the girl who's laughing, having a good time, and she's just on point, because for step 1, you put yourself together. They want to approach that girl. So make sure that you are always presenting yourself as somebody who is confident. And if you are not that confident yet, fake it until you make it, right? Tip number 3 is to know your worth and to not settle. Something that I see overweight girls doing often is settling. And I think it might be because we think that we won't be able to find someone better than what we currently have. Maybe it took a long time to find somebody who likes you in the first place, and now you found somebody and you don't want to be alone. I think you should not let the fear of being alone kind of keep you trapped in a situation where you're not really happy, because as crazy as it sounds to you, I mean, it's not that crazy to think that if this one person likes you, most likely somebody else will like you also. So if you and this person really don't get along that well, or it's good when it's good but it's really bad when it's really bad, and you know this is not really what you saw for yourself, you know, in the long run, don't stay in that situation because you're overweight and you think you won't find anybody else, because you'll find somebody else. Just learn not to settle. Don't just date a guy because he's the first guy to ask you out in 5 years, if that's the case. If you're not really into that person, if you don't really see yourself having a future with that person, I wouldn't really waste their time or my time. If you are just looking to go out and have a good time and you express that to them like, hey, I'm not looking for anything too serious right now, I just want to go out, I want to have fun, then I think it's okay to go out with somebody who you're not really feeling like that. But don't really bind yourself into a committed relationship with somebody who you're not really feeling. Don't do that. Tip number 4 is going to sound like a silly tip, but I think it's a very important tip. Fat girls, overweight girls, pudgy girls, whatever you want to call yourself, plus size girls, curvy girls, whatever you want to call yourself, when you're on a date and you're at a restaurant, eat. There's nothing more stupid looking than when you're at a restaurant and you're not eating because you're self-conscious about the way you fit, like the way you look. He can see you. He sees that you're overweight. He sees that you eat. So by not eating, you're bringing attention to yourself, because you're bringing attention to your side, because he's like, why is she not eating? Like, does she not like this place? Did I not pick a good place? Now you're making him in his head, but it's really just because you're self-conscious about the way you look and you don't want to be seen eating. I mean, don't like shovel food in your mouth like a slob, but eat like you would normally eat, you know? I mean, I can understand not eating ribs because that gets all over your face or something crazy like that. But, you know, eating mashed potatoes and chicken strips or whatever you want to eat it. And don't, like, try to overthink that part, because a lot of big girls overthink eating in front of guys. And he sees what you look like. He asked you out the way you looked. He knows you eat. If you're overweight, he knows you eat, girl. So it's not a secret. Go ahead. Go and get that lobster meal and go and eat it. Okay, so tip number 5, and I think it's probably the most important tip, is to make sure you have fun. Don't take yourself too seriously when you're on a date. And I know sometimes when you're overweight, dates are few and far between, so you really want to make a good impression and you're going all out and you're just really trying to put in your best effort. But try not to overthink it. Try not to act like this is your first date in 5 years. If it is your first date in 5 years, don't act like it's your first date in 5 years, because that can come off as like you being uptight or you being super weird and clingy. I don't know, but just make sure you're enjoying yourself and having a good time, because at the end of the day, dates are for that. It's supposed to be so that you and the person are able to get to know each other in a fun, relaxed kind of environment, nothing that's too serious. Alright guys, so those are my 5 tips on dating while being overweight, fat, plus size, curvy, whatever you want to call yourself. Those are my 5 tips on dating. Now, if you guys found those tips helpful, please go ahead and thumbs up this video. If there's anything else you want to hear me talk about, go ahead and leave it down below in the comments. I'm going to be doing not only just plus size advice, but kind of just advice in general. I have a couple of video ideas that I'm already playing with, like why am I attracting the wrong kind of guys, and how to deal with dating mama's boys, things that I've dealt with in my past and currently dealing with. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'm looking forward to see you guys in the next one. Bye!